I have an old 80s Craftsman chipper shredder that I got for $65. I've already started using it. I was hesitant on doing a video on it just because I wanted to get some stuff done. It's a 5 horsepower. Has a Briggs & Stratton flathead, and the date code on here says that it was made in 1989. 13 cubic inch. The issues I have with it, let's see, the carburetor needed to be cleaned severely and had old gas in it. You see the cap's kind of rusty, and it's got some rust in the tank that you can't really see. And I'll have to address that at a later date. Also had a 2-stroke spark plug in it, which I replaced with one that I had laying around. And one of the bolts backed out on the ignition coil and it rubbed against the flywheel. Surprisingly, it still ran that way. And the intake valve was stuck open. I had to run some PB blaster through it and soak it and get it knocked down until it finally started moving on its own. And then lastly, finally, the flail arms that are on the impeller inside here were all seized up because they all sit on a L bracket like this. It pivots through this point, and they were all bent inward, and they were pinching it. So I bent it back out and freed them up. I did jam this a couple of times because I wasn't sure what it could really take, and apparently it doesn't like oak branches that much. It's not like these newer ones where they have knives on the back of the plate that is attached to the shaft. You pretty much just feed them in through here, and the flailing arms bash them up. The hopper and leaf chute work pretty good. So I fixed all that stuff, changed the oil, and now it works pretty good. In the future I will fix the rust in that gas tank. But for now I have a bunch of poplar branches that I want to grind up, and some leaves from the pile that I had them in. not the best in engineering compared to the newer ones, but I'm content with it. I like it because it's pretty much the same vintage as the tractor and that chainsaw that I got. Kind of become a collector of that stuff, the 80s Craftsman power equipment. It does have a bit of a burning oil smell, but I don't think it's coming from the exhaust. I think it's coming from the leaking rear main seal that it has, or the crankshaft seal. Another feature that I haven't really shown is that that chute drops down. You just pull up this bar here. You can feed them in like that. That's what's in there is a blade, and then there's these fingers on the ends of the impeller that they're called flailing arms, I guess. They just beat the wood up, and then they run them against this stationary grid in here. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of the crankshaft seal and the gas tank, and then I think a couple other gaskets have to be replaced because I think it leaks oil out of a few more spots. I'll clean it up, and then it will be all fixed up and finished. No videos of repairs or anything like that. I decided to keep this one kind of short and sweet. It's just, I can't tell whether my videos are boring or not doing it that way. They're kind of boring when I edit them, which is why it's taken me so long to get a lot of them out. But that'll wrap this up. 1989 Craftsman 5 horsepower chipper shredder. Thank you for watching.